Hey guys, this is an engineer. So I'm going to do the first devblog of the season, I guess we can call it that. So sorry for my terrible accent. I know my French accent is absolutely terrible, camembert, tour Eiffel and all that. But yeah, using the voice rather than text goes so much faster. I decided to use videos like this with sounds to describe the status of the projects because it would be faster than editing with videos to add subtitles or text or whatever, or doing some PowerPoint presentation. It would be too long. So I'm going to show the game I'm working on right now, explain what the status of this is. What you can see under your eyes here, in front of your eyes, is the Unity interface, the interface of Unity where I develop the game. So the game I'm working on right now is actually a game I started a lot of months ago. It's a remake of a Flash game I did in the past. It's you may have recognized it already. If I show the title scene, it will be more obvious. So as you see, you recognize it. It's Mr. Pig's platforming diet. So yeah, it was a simple platformer game that I made in Flash back in the day. And now I'm converting it to Unity. And converting it to Unity actually required me to redraw everything, because now the game is HD. Yay! Okay, so this is still a pretty basic game. In the end, you can just jump and do push-ups to lose weight, because the goal is to lose as much weight as you can. But enough with the talk on screens that are not moving. That's not very interesting. So I'm going to change to show the actual game, but within Unity, within the test environment. So I'm going to go back to the intro scene, and I'm going to launch the game in the test environment through this button here, over there. I'm going to, check here. So the game is, even if it's still a test, the game will be as big as possible. So you see the intro is pretty much already redone. I just need to add the gibberish that the characters talked in the original. The characters that didn't talk in English, they talked in gibberish, because that way I wouldn't have to make all the people playing the game bear with my accent as you do right now. So yes, the art has been redone. It's higher definition, it's better made than before, way. But I guess I'm slightly better than I was 10 years ago. You can skip the intro with this button over here. So for now the menus only work with the mouse, which is a problem because actually the game is played with a gamepad. You can play it with the keyboard too, but it's much better with the keypad. So obviously I need to add later a feature to navigate this menu with the gamepad. So the menus are actually pretty advanced right now. It's the thing that is closer to completion. You have a screen for the achievements with various statistics. You also have high scores which are already recorded. There's only one recorded, which is a very poor score, but it's just for testing. And you also have a pretty good options menu. So now this option menu doesn't fully work yet, but you see you can already control the volume of the music, of the sounds. I'm going to reduce them so you can better hear my voice, because with my accent I'm already hard enough to understand, so I'm going to spare you the extra annoyance. So yeah, we can reduce the sound, I can change the resolution, but it won't work properly right now because I'm in test environment. I can also change the graphic qualities and a bunch of stuff. Now, I haven't fully playtested all those features yet, but they're here. All those options do something already. And you also have a screen with the credits, but it's not very elaborate, so it's not very interesting. I'm not going to show it. So the title screen right now is a little static. I'm going to make things move in the picture later, but for now they're static. It's one of the things on my to-do list. But now I'm going to start the actual game. And I expect some disappointments, if I can say it that way, because the game is actually far from being completed. The menu is the most advanced thing right now. So when you play a game for the first time of the sessions, you have this little help screen. This little help screen for now only shows keyboard control, which is a problem. I'm going to add the gamepad controls later. And now I'm going to start the game. And right now I'm taking my gamepad, because you see I can play the game with the gamepad. I'm actually moving and jumping with the gamepad right now, which is a great thing about working in Unity when compared to working in Flash, because in Flash you can't access plug and play devices. In Unity obviously you can. So I'm playing the game, I'm jumping around, I can already pick up coins, pick up food, and food regenerates my vitality, which drains because Mr. Pig is not an athlete, so he's getting tired very quickly. And the whole purpose of the game is to balance eating food to stay alive and actually losing weight by running around. So you can lose weight faster by doing push-ups. But that feature is not implemented yet, so I can show it right now. But yeah, as you can see, we have a basic prototype right now. And if I fall, the game is infinite. As you can see, right now it's always spawning the same platforms. I'm actually working on a procedural generation engine, but right now it's not completed enough to show other configurations than this one. So you see it's always the same, 2 coins like this, 3 coins like that. The only thing that is random right now is the food. Sometimes it spawns, sometimes it doesn't. So you see I'm actually gaining weight rather than losing weight. It's because I can do push-ups. Because doing push-ups is a big part of the game. You need to do push-ups to win. And the whole game is actually based on this concept that you have to stop to do push-ups while the scrolling is actually forcing you to move forward. And of course, there will be enemies and other things to bother you that will be added later. And all this will mean that you will really have to strike a balance between doing push-ups and stopping and moving to avoid the enemies and to keep up with the scrolling of the game. That's really the true concept of the game. And sadly, I can't show it right now because it's not yet in the prototype. But yeah, I promise that I will show the status of the game, at least once a week. And so I'm doing it. I'm showing you what's there. And after that, I will tell you what are my plans for the next week. Now, I'm going to commit suicide because I think you've shown enough. It's always the same platforms. It's not interesting. So I'm going to do a suicide. And right now, it's a little bit lacking in terms of animations. The screen will shake in the future. But right now, yeah, it just plays a little music, which you can't hear because I remove the sound in the options. But now I'm at the game over screen. They told me that I lost weight and negative weight. So that's also going. That's also going something I'm going to improve. I'm going to say if you add a negative weight, I'm going to change the text. So it said, you fail, you gain weight or something. I'm trying not to be too negative, so maybe I won't say you failed, but what I mean is that the text will change more. And there I can go back to the main menu, and as it says in the text, it will save my data as well. So if I go in the achievement screen and look at the records, I'm not going to see a new score, but that's because negative scores are not saved. You gain weight, so it's not considered a record and achievement. However, the statistics have changed. The number of meters that I ran have increased when compared to earlier. So, yeah, that's it. It's pretty bare bones right now. And it's not a very complex game anyways. So I think I should be able to finish it in about 3 weeks or a month. And the goal of this game isn't really, to be amazing or to sell a lot. It really was a practice project. I don't think I will sell it at all, but maybe I'm considering putting it on Steam as a free game. The reason I would want to do that is because that will allow me to learn how to integrate a game in Steam, which is potentially very important for the game I will do after this one, which will be my first true, in air quotes, my first true game. A game I truly intend to sell, which will have more ambition, have more features. This project that I'm showing right now is still a practice project. It's not a big thing. I don't think it will, make me big on the gaming scene or anything. It's still a practice project, but I think it was advanced enough as is. I think it would be a shame not to finish it. So I'm going to finish it. And even if it's going to take 3 or so weeks, I think it will allow me to learn a few more things about Unity. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So I thank you for bearing with me and my horrible accent, and also for bearing with my very bare bone prototype. But yeah, I keep my promise. I showed you how the game is right now, what I'm working on. So, but even if a lot of things are missing, the core is here. So I'm going to add all those extra little features that are going to make the game complete. And as I said, it's still a few weeks of work, but I don't think it's going to be that long. And it will be an extra little worthwhile experience for me before doing something with actual, intent to be sold. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you have feedback on me, on the game, on how I did things, with the video, with my horrible accent, and with the format, I'm very open to criticism because it's the first time I'm doing this. I did it that way because it's the fastest way. But if it's too bad, if it's too unbearable, tell me and I will try to think of something else. Maybe use text or use something or another way to talk about the game. Or maybe show just the game in a video and describe with a little text what the progress was. But anyways, thank you for listening and thank you for caring about my little projects. I know they're simple, they're not that big, but I'm a guy alone with no budget, except the little tips that you give me on Patreon. So thanks a lot for caring, even though it's simple and small scaled. And hopefully I can do better in the future with your help too. Thank you and goodbye. Ciao, ciao. Oh, should I say au revoir? Because I'm French.